Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to a little review and video and a look at this new release of Night of the Living Dead, the 1990 remake, directed by special makeup effects artist Tom Savini. This one's actually produced by Romero as well, who directed the original film, which was from 68, isn't it, or 67? I think it's 68. Big fan of both films. The original's great too, but I do have a real soft spot for this remake, and I think this remake, it's a really good remake, and it does seem to kind of take the source material and kind of put its own spin on it a little bit in some areas, a few little minor changes, whilst sticking to the original sort of narrative, the basic narrative from the original of being the guys trapped in the farmhouse. You've got Barbara running from the cemetery, as is in the original, and also the remake, and she meets Ben, played by Tony Todd in this remake, and they obviously encounter some other people, including Cooper and his family, who have been held up in the basement, and a couple of others, and basically they've got to secure the farmhouse and stop the living dead from entering. They don't know why this is happening. They don't know why the dead have risen from the grave, as is stated quite earlier on, as Ben specifies to Barbara. He doesn't know why the dead have risen or what's going on. Is it a virus? Is it the living dead? They don't know. Obviously it's the living dead. But yeah, I had a really good time with this one. I've always liked this film. Watched it on TV a lot as a kid, late at night they used to show this one. I think I even saw this one before I actually saw the original. But yeah, going for a different slightly camera angle today, just chilling in the room, just had it on, watched it on the 4K OLED TV, the 50-inch. So got a few 50-inch TVs in my house, but that's the best one because it's the only OLED screen that I have. And yeah, before I get into a few more things, like looking at the Steelbook and whatnot, I just want to say the transfer looked phenomenal. This is a really good transfer. I'm not, I'm not the biggest sort of transfer and restoration aficionado or anything. I kind of just go off my eyes and what I see, and as far as I could, it looked beautiful. It really is a nice transfer for the Night of the Living Dead 1990. There's a few changes in it as well in the remake. Barbara's not so much of a mousy character. Obviously Barbara's a little bit, it being the 60s, perhaps a different period or period in time. In the original, Barbara's a little more a ladylike lady, and a little bit more scared, and she scares easier and is more frightened. In this one, they went for Barbara being kind of more of a tomboy. She even has short hair, so she's more less succumbing to the fear as the character is in George A. Romero's original. Both films are done really well. I love them both, but this is a really good remake, I have to say. Comes with a J card wrapped around it like that. You've got your specifications on and whatnot. This comes with 2 cuts of the film. You get the uncensored version of the film, which apparently is the first time. So this Steelbook's got the uncensored for the first time. And of course it comes with the, the theatrical version of the film. When I watched this, I watched the uncensored, of course. Didn't seem to be much time difference between them. Must be a specific scene or something. Yeah, not much. Perhaps just a little bit of extra gore and stuff. Nothing. I couldn't really pick much out, but I haven't seen the theatrical cut for a while. I did have the Umbrella released Blu-ray. As I put on my post earlier today, this is a studio release, I think. Because they did, they had the US one out a while ago, which is basically the same Steelbook, but it's a region-free Columbia Pictures, in association with Elevation Sales or somebody. But it's not exactly what I'd call a boutique label 4K release, but they didn't scrimp on the extras, as I put on my post earlier, and they really didn't. There's quite a few actually. The 4K disc has the 2 cuts of the film on, and a commentary with director Tom Savini. That's an archival commentary, not a brand new one. And it also has another commentary on the 4K disc. And then on your Blu-ray disc, you get the theatrical and uncensored versions of the film, but on the Blu-ray disc, as well as quite a few special features. Considering it's not really a boutique label release, there's a lot of special features. I mean, they're listed there. So most of the special features, as happens to be the case with these 4K releases, you have most of the special features, the extras on the Blu-ray disc, and that there underneath that yellow font for Blu-ray is all of the extras. So they didn't scrimp in that department. So you got like more commentaries on the Blu-ray disc as well. Same the Tom Savini one that's on the 4K. You have the Dead Walk making of featurette, Savini's Night with director Tom Savini, Being Barbara with actress Patricia Tallman, that's the actress who plays Barbara in this film. Oh Brother with actor Bill Moseley. It does have a cameo from Bill Moseley at the beginning, playing Barbara's brother, the one who gets attacked by the living dead zombie in the cemetery. It does have him briefly in it. He's only in it for a max of about 4 or 5 minutes, but it's good to see Bill Moseley. Good to see him in it. Return of the Living Dead with special makeups, effects, supervisors. Time with Tom with actor William Butler. Flesh and Blood with actors McKee Anderson and Heather Mazur. In Living Dead Colour with producers. And then, of course, you have Cutting the Dead with the editor, Tom Dubensky. And then the final featurettes are the theatrical trailer and the Dead Speak with the zombie performer. So loads of special features, really. I mean, you'd get that, you know, some Arrows come up, like Arrow editions, for example, come absolutely stacked, yet some of them have a few less features I'm more liking to this, but it's still quite a lot. Like, most of the time Arrow do stack their releases, especially limited edition ones and stuff, like the big box, you know, when they do a big release. But yeah, considering it's not a basic label, a lot of special features, I need to go through them. But like I said, the transfer looked pretty lovely, I must say. It was very impressive, I thought. So that's a steelbook you get looking like that. It's got like the original poster on it. Pretty nice, like not exactly the most like eye-catching steelbook or anything, but it's nice and serviceable. I can't complain. I'm really happy to have this old favourite on 4K finally. And that's what you get basically for the steelbook. Pretty nice, like it's good, like it looks good. Love the whole colour contrast and everything. You turn it around on the back and you have that image. Like that. Blah. Open it up. And you got your 2 discs. So you got your 4K disc there with the uncensored and theatrical cut on and the Tom Savini commentary. And then, of course, your Blu-ray with the 2 cuts of the film on that, as well as all the other special features. And then if you pop the discs, you have that picture there. I don't know if I really want to pop the disc, guys. Basically, there's a similar kind of image to that, but with like like zombie heads and stuff. I have seen it on pictures, but I don't feel like popping the disc, guys, for this video. Sorry about that. But yeah, really impressed with the transfer. Restoration looked lovely. Like, really happy to have this one. It's actually out Monday, so you can get it Monday. It comes out next Monday. I ordered from Zavvi. They've obviously got it out a little bit earlier. I've heard a few other people have had theirs too, which is cool. And yeah, it's the 35th anniversary steelbook. You know, if it being a 1990 film, says there on the J card, as you can probably see, the 35th anniversary. So some of the other changes as well to like Barbara's characteristics and look. You have obviously you have a different actor playing Ben. That's Tony Todd, who's known for Candyman, and he's also been in a lot of horror films, like a lot of stuff. I think he was in Final Destination Bloodlines, that came out this year. He's in like Hatchet 2 from the that series, that slasher franchise, and loads of other stuff. Like, I'm trying to think of other good like Tony Todd films. There's plenty. It's just off the top of my head. Like, I've got quite a lot of films he's been in as well, but he's always a good one to watch. Tony Todd. This is one of his best performances. Like, I think with Candyman being probably his best, but Tony Todd does a super job as Ben in the film. Nearly swore then. And yeah, you've got Cooper as well in the film, you know, the guy with the family in the basement whose daughter has been bitten by zombies. He's an absolute prick as usual. They've amped his sort of like, you know, his kind of like arrogant personality up to like 110 in this film. Like, he's bad enough in the original, but the guy who plays Cooper's even worse in this one. He's just uncooperative and just, yeah, a bit very arrogant, self-serving. You know he's going to turn on you or run away in the middle of a fight when you need his help. That type of character Cooper is. You know, it's good dynamic with Ben, who's a bit more heroic and like brave. And then of course you have Cooper, who's a bit more slimy, self-centered, self-absorbed and self-serving. So they're a good, but the actor does a great job playing Cooper. I mean, he's a good bad guy for the film. Like before I finish this, I just wanted to do a quick like talk about it for, you know, 10 minutes and show the new release, but also what I like about the Night of the Living Dead films in general, including the original and the remake, which basically follows more or less the same you know, beats as the original, pretty much the same sort of story. You've just got like a bit more violence. It's in colour as well, as opposed to being black and white. And there's a bit more violence in it, like it's a little bit more bloodthirsty and stuff, this remake. But what I like about the Night of the Living Dead idea from George A. Romero as well, and it's the same at the climax of the original as with this remake, you're kind of looking at how the humans are treating the zombies. Now, I know zombies are trying to kill you, they're trying to eat your brains or what have you, and you know, eat you and from the inside out or outside in and disembowel you and stuff. Yeah, they're trying to kill you, zombies, but the way the humans kind of act in the end of Night of the Living Dead is like a little bit questionable towards the zombies. Sure, the zombies are killing machines and you've got to defend yourself and get them under control, like to save humanity. But I like that whole kind of question. You've got that kind of like, oh, with the humans acting like this, are the zombies the real monsters here? I mean, they're just like brainless killing machines. The humans actually have the like the kind of like superior intelligence to know better than to actually treat things badly. But that's a nice little question in Night of the Living Dead. I think that's what I've always got from it. I'm sure that's what they were trying to convey, and that's what I've always got, is kind of that ending. You're like, yeah, we know the zombies are bad, but the humans, like, whew, they're acting like it's some sort of game, like that, you know, getting the zombies to fight and stuff with each other, you know, really showing the kind of like, you know, not so good like side of humanity and stuff. But some cool questions in there. I don't think Night of the Living Dead has quite the kind of like commentary of like as Dawn of the Dead, but don't forget Dawn of the Dead came out like 10 years after or so of the original Night of the Living Dead. But anyway, I'm kind of going on talking about the original now. It's more about the remake. But yeah, really good remake. If you've never seen it and you like Night of the Living Dead, I mean, I'm kind of in the camp where I kind of maybe favour this one a little bit. I love the original, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I just have a little bit of like nostalgia towards this one because I kind of grew up like watching it a bit on late night TV on certain channels. It was on really late, and I'd stayed up like during like school holidays and stuff, I'd be like watching things like this and Dawn of the Dead when they were actually showing on television. So I do have a real soft spot for the Tom Savini 1990 Living Dead. But yeah, the original's like such an influential film as well. But yeah, that's pretty much my little review. Yeah, really good release, like really top release, like really good, great transfer, loads of special features. You've got commentary on there, even with the director Tom Savini. You've got like the making of featurette and everything else. 2 discs, you've got the 4K and the Blu-ray, and it's just an all-round great release. Pretty nice steelbook. I mean, like I said, not the most eye-catching steelbook, but it's serviceable and it looks nice. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all you want really. But it's $29.99, so it's not exactly the cheapest thing. Like, you know, it's quite expensive for what it is. They could have at least done like a box perhaps around it. I mean, I'd have paid an extra £5 at 35 if it would have had a hardbound box with this steelbook inside. I'd have happily handed over another £5, but you know, it's good enough. It's a good release. I'm sure it'll get standard 4K like in most territories eventually. It's just they're only releasing the steelbook first, which will be on Monday, the 22nd of September, I think it is. But thanks for watching. Let me know if you've picked this one up. Are you a fan of the 1990 remake of Night of the Living Dead? Are you picking it up? You know, what other zombie movies do you like? Yeah, drop a comment whenever you want, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye. Nobody knows what I haven't shaved.
If you visit this website, it will help you ease your mind.
You can feed the dog. You can feed the dog all the lovely worms, all the worms in his belly.